Welcome back to the City of Palms podcast. We got C Stunna in here today. How you doing, man? Oh yeah. It's good to finally get you in here. Something I've been trying to do for ever since No Sorries dropped, honestly. So this is long awaited for me. So I wanted to touch. I'm sure everyone listening, they probably they know who you are. They've heard your music, and if you haven't, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Honestly, I mean, to be real. But I wanted to touch on No Sorries. That, like I said, that was the first I'd heard of you, was when Stun on the Beat was dropped on that. And from there, I just went into a rabbit hole and just found all your music. And now I can say, like, I'm a big fan. Like, anytime I turn you on, people are like, who's this? I'm like, yeah. But so how did that start? How did No Sorries, how'd that start?
They hit me up. They hit me up in my DM. They're like, we're going to do a mixtape, like a something for the city. And just send them a song, and I just had Stun on the Beat. And I sent it to them, and they put it on there. Did
Marlavachi, I know, like, he produced some of the, like, most of the songs on that. Did he touch that one or no?
No.
For sure.
Yeah. This is something I recorded, probably like a couple weeks before that.
For sure. So I think that was dropped in 2019. Mm-hmm. When did you start releasing music?
End of 2017.
Okay.
I started recording December 2017, but I dropped my first song January 2018.
What was the first song you dropped?
This song I had called Whole Lotta. It was my first song I ever recorded.
For sure. Yeah, I don't think I've heard that one.
That's old. You gotta scroll all the way down SoundCloud.
I was scrolling too. So I'm surprised I didn't see that one. No, but yeah, even your old shit, like, it's so good. Like, everything. I'm just like, how the fuck? Like, I'm listening to it. I'm like, damn, dude. The lyrics are so, like, they're there, dude, and the beats are fire too. Have you had the same producer the whole way through?
Nah. I just go on YouTube. I find my beats. Yeah, I go on YouTube.
Wow.
Some beats is a couple producers. CJ Guapo, he produced one of my beats, and then Country J. But most of my other beats is straight off YouTube. I just type in such and such type beat.
Yo, that's insane. That's insane because your beats are there too. I mean, they're fire.
It's all about beats, bro.
Yeah.
If the beat is trash, they just gonna think the song trash.
Yeah.
So how's your recording process changed from when you released that first song to now?
First it was just like I don't know, my voice. It was just weird because I ain't never been in the studio before. So I was coming in there, I didn't know what to do. So I remember my first time recording, I hopped in there and I tried to rap the whole song from the beginning to the end, straight through, hook, verse, everything. But then they told me, like, you got to record your hood, you got to do this and that. It changes here and there. Since then, sometimes I might freestyle. I might add little ad-libs. I do a lot of different stuff, like learning music and stuff. Here and there, you learn the different stuff that you can add to a song to make the song better. Yeah, but...
True.
Where was that? Where'd you record that?
Oh, Studio 500. My first song, Studio 500. Now I record at On Point Studios with Young Ricky.
Yeah. Where is that at?
On Point Studios? College Parkway. He just opened it up. Yeah,
okay.
He been recording like any song you heard, mostly 2019, he recorded it.
For sure. Yeah. Nice, dude. Anything you want to touch on?
Well, like, just aside from music, you're from around here?
Yeah, I've been here my whole life.
Hell yeah, dude. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 21.
What? Dang. Are you going to college or anything like that, or were you at any point?
I was going to college, but
passion took over.
Yeah.
What were you going to college for, though?
Dental hygienist.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? What made you decide that?
Bread.
True.
Bread, bro. I heard how much it was making and how easy it was. I said, I'm finna bump all that other stuff.
Damn. Yeah. Was school?
I was at FSW.
Was school big for you, like in high school and whatnot? Did you like you did the whole round, SAT, ACT?
Yeah, I did all that because, I'm Haitian. Your parents gonna knock school on your head. That's all they want, school. So you got no choice but to. I don't like school. I never liked college, but I just know it's bread.
Yeah, and it's kind of like put down your throat nowadays that like you gotta
you gotta
go to school in order to be successful.
But you don't gotta go to college. I mean, I'm not gonna tell anybody don't go to college, but you don't have to go to college.
If you like every path is different, and not every path needs a degree. Mm-hmm. Did you play any sports or anything in school?
Nah, I wasn't sports, man. I seen how them workouts was going. I was like, I'm not. I was just trying to play. I'm not trying to do suicides.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I feel that.
And the hours too, like some of the people that we knew in like cross country and stuff like that, they'd wake up so damn. They'd do practice before going to school, and I was like, I can't even wake up for school.
That's where they lost me.
That's true.
What about like the arts or anything? Were you in like any art programs or art classes, or like do you write poetry at all? I feel like you write poetry.
I done did it a couple times, but I never wasn't like I just tried it a couple times just to see how it was. And to just help my writing better,
yeah,
I would read type of stuff like that, how they put their words together.
Mm-hmm. So when you're building a song, because like your music is poetry, you know, if you read the lyrics, it reads like a poem, you know, with your double entendres and everything like that. But is your music writing process, do you write it from start to finish like a poem, or how do you usually go about that?
My songs, most of the songs you ever heard, I came up with it in the car. I drive around listening to beats all the time. I'm just clicking different beat, this beat, that beat, and I figure out what I'm going to say, and I just say it over and over again when I hop in the car. Sometimes I don't even need to write it because I already know what I want to say through the whole song. So as soon as I go to the studio, I just go in and say it, like without writing, just memorizing what I'm driving around in the car saying every day. So it's different. Some songs you do got to sit down and write. Some songs you just got the vibe of it. You just know,
Now, typically, does like the hook and melody usually come first, or do you write verses and then come up with the melody to put it all together?
I don't even like hooks like that. I use hooks here and there. What I usually do for a hook, I usually make the hook the beginning of the song, not the middle. So whatever first 10 bars I say, that's going to be my hook. And then that's when I'll go figure out what I want to say for a verse or whatever.
Oh, that's how Stunna on a Beat's laid out, right?
Yeah, Stunna on the Beat, the beginning, yeah, just like that. Yeah, I came up with that in my car. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So were you started rapping in high school then? A little bit?
Nah, a little bit after high school.
Just after high school.
I always wanted to rap. My brother's a rapper. My brother was a rapper. Everybody around me was rapping. It just I didn't really want to be out there like that. I used to just freestyle in my room with my homeboy Big So, and he had went to the studio, and I heard it. I was like, man, I need to go to the studio. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be rapping. Because he the only reason. He was like, yeah, bro, let's go. He gave me the information for everything. The phone number and to go in the studio. So that's where it started. Freestyling in the room.
Damn. That's what's up. So when did you first start to... I mean, I'm assuming now, at this point, you're trying to take it. Yeah. I would assume. Yeah. So at what point were you like, let me do this? Like, when did you start seeing, I guess, big heat or feedback where you're like, yo, this shit, I'm actually hot?
I had dropped a song called Unleashed.
Yeah,
I dropped Unleashed, and that was I forgot what it was. I made that song in the car. I had that song in the clutch for like 3 months. I just never want to record it because I didn't think people would like it. So I went and recorded it with Ricky, and I recorded it. He was like, yeah, this is going to be a hit. Me, like, I'm just a regular little Fort Myers rapper. I'm getting my little 800 plays and stuff. He telling me I'm going to have a hit. Everybody telling me every time I recorded it's a hit. And that hit never came, so it just shrugged my shoulders. And then I went to Burger King. I said, I was with my lady. I went to Burger King. I said, record me just like a snippet, just rapping it. And she recorded me in the car, and I just posted on IG, and that's when it just like,
what?
I was on my way to Burger King.
Yo, that's sick.
Hey.
That's
so what was the follower jump? If you're talking about IG, like what point were you at to?
I remember I had made my IG I made my IG November 2017. I made my IG, and I had like right before Unleashed, I didn't hit 1,000 yet. I had like 700. Then like after that summer was over, it hit 2K. I was like, damn, yeah. So it jumped. Like I just hit 6K. That was a goal for 2019 before the year end. Let me at least hit 6K, and I hit that before the year end. This year I want $1 million.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. So in 2019, I wrote down some of my personal favorite, I think, of the songs that you dropped. So that's On My Mind. You had a video for that too, which reached out. I think CL shot that, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that reached out to me too, just on the location, because I'm born and raised around this area, and I grew up like in that little part, and to see it now like being demolished and stuff. But for you to capture a video there as all the construction shit's going on, that was fire. Yeah, I was like, yo.
I had seen somebody post it. I'm like, yo, where this at? She was like, oh, this all in San Carlos. I said, I'm finna shoot a video there. I seen the inside of it, and I was like, I don't gotta shoot a video there.
Yeah, that came out perfect.
Yeah. CL did his thing on that video.
Yeah. And then I had the Bag Talk featuring DJ Showtime. There's a video for that as well, which that's just fire. This is kind of just for the listeners. I'm kind of naming these if you haven't heard these, get on these. Doing Numbers, 2 a.m. in Fort Myers, and Stunna on the Beat. I listen to a lot of the songs you have on SoundCloud too. I mean, I think I've listened to like basically all of them. Yeah, dude, fuck, like, I don't know, bro. I'm trying to shine light because like, I feel like I said, like when I put you on, people are like, oh, who's this? But I feel like you're not far off from being like the next huge rapper. It's just a matter of like if people could know, for real.
Just getting out there. 'Cause I wasn't doing shows. I wasn't doing nothing. I was just rapping. I was the nigga. I was the dude who was just like, bruh, like you can keep all that other stuff. I'm just gonna go to the studio, drop my song, go home, play Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. But now I'm starting to like try to get out there more. I'm finna start hitting city to city, going to different cities, doing shows, and doing the best I can to make it to the top.
Yeah, that's the move. If you ever need any help, especially this guy, he's like big into. He could tell you like a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it won't have happened when this episode goes up, but January 17th is where they're starting hip hop shows at Howl. Have you heard of Howl Gallery? They do shows all the time. They do shows all the time there, but it's usually like bands and stuff. But they're starting to do more hip hop oriented shows, and the 17th is the first like full hip hop lineup. Yeah. And do you perform a lot or?
No, I never performed.
No way.
Last time I performed was like in church.
Wow, dude, like because 12. I mean there's hella open mics all around town to like practice and whatever, but if you, I mean you're good enough to just like, you could get on a lineup just like by contacting the booking people, but for real, like if you did want to get on a lineup, we've been like rolling around lots of ideas with like us hosting shows and stuff like that, but I'd love to see you perform.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to performing so I can get comfortable on the stage.
Yeah. And cause like he was saying with like what sets people apart is you gotta have something else, right? Like no matter how good your music is, no matter how good of a writer are, you gotta like, you have to stand out in some way and have a style. And you got that style to where like, even if people don't know your name, if you play like 5 songs back to back to back, you'll be able to tell, oh, that's him, that's that dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna start doing some shows sooner or later. Yeah.
Do you have info on like what is it called, like the demographic and stuff of your, like, because your music reaches a lot of people? Is it do a lot of local people fuck with it, or is it mainly like around the country?
Most people who mess with my music is like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Orlando.
Oh, really?
Those like my top listeners is from over there, but it's not here. They're here Fort Myers and Cape. I know Cape is like number 5. I know Cape is up there, but like Fort Myers is like down there like 8, 9. Yeah, but it's mostly like Miami. Broward area.
Damn, I'd be interested to hear. Once you do start performing, if you start around here, you know, it's like kind of like smaller venues, smaller crowds, stuff like that. I'd be interested to hear the different experience from here compared to like Miami or something like that. Because I hear shit pops off over there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's good though, because I remember nobody used to listen to my music. Nobody. They used to be like, you rap, and then just laugh when I first started. And now it's like Miami. People from Orlando. I had some dude from, I forgot where he was from, Germany, saying he listened to me and stuff. So it was crazy.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, and a lot of your songs are on just SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Is that because is there a reason for that, or?
I don't know. It's just some songs I feel like these is just some SoundCloud. These don't need to be on Apple Music. Mm-hmm. It's just some throwaway freestyle. Just put this on SoundCloud. Then I got my good heavy hitters that I know like gonna generate some bread. I'm gonna put that on Apple Music. Yeah,
you do have a lot of freestyles and C mixes on your SoundCloud, which I like those as well. Yeah, those pop off. Yeah, okay, one thing I want to touch on is you talk a lot about on IG about real plays and in your music, real plays, and I see it a lot. I I feel like in our community where people cap, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's bad. That's not good, bro. It's messing them up. They don't know it, but it's messing them up. Because they buying these plays and they walk around like they got 100,000 plays, but people gonna look at them like, who are you? Like, but they strutting themselves like they all this, but it's hurting them at the end of the day. I feel like you should just let it be, because they just trying to keep up. Forget keeping up, just build yourself. Because I remember my first song I dropped, it had 200 plays in 2 weeks. And then like a month went by, it's 300. But I ain't never go buy no 10K plays.
Yeah.
You just build it up, and it's gonna come sooner or later. You just gotta be patient.
For sure. Yeah, and consistent too. The more content you put out, obviously, is drawing more ears, more eyes and ears.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see that a lot. Where just like these people are like popping off, but then it's like you go to deep dive and like there's no music, there's nothing behind it. You're like,
Hey, the fake followers, all that.
Yeah.
10K followers, you got 100 views on your post. It don't look good because people notice it. Like people notice it. Like people be watching. Fort Myers is a city where people they gonna find something to not like you for. They gonna find something. So they probably even just gonna scroll through. Oh, your followers is all Arab people. I didn't see that before. So it's like they gonna bring that up.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, where you click, I don't remember who you were clicking through. You were clicking through their followers, and you're just clicking them, and it said following zero, like zero posts, zero this, and you're like, oh, that's weird.
Arabs and Muslims with their language and stuff, all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah, just bots everywhere.
I be laughing at that.
Yeah,
Same.
Popping off in the Middle East.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. You doing numbers in Afghanistan.
Oh man. Yeah. Fuck. Anything else you want to touch on right now?
You said you play video games? Just aside from music for a second.
Yeah, I was just playing 2K.
Yeah?
I almost was late. I was playing 2K. I was like, oh shit, it's 112. Let me get up. I was playing 2K. I was heavy in the game. 2 headphones in, just like this. And I was waiting for him, but I just got too deep in 2K.
Nice.
I was almost late.
Are you PS4 or Xbox?
Xbox.
Tight.
Yeah.
You just got a Switch. How are you liking the Switch?
I like the Switch. It's okay. I still play the Xbox, but yeah, I fuck with the Switch.
My homeboy got a Switch at work. He got a Switch. He always talk about it, trying to make me switch to the Switch. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, it's all right, but I mean, I feel like a lot of the games on there are like cartoon, like little like a kid version. Like you can't get like Call of Duty or like something like that.
They are doing better though. Like they got like Skyrim and stuff, and like they are, and I think GTA. I think they put on there. They're doing better about it not just being like Nintendo oriented, like child, like kid friendly games.
Yeah.
You gonna let me play it on the airplane?
Yeah, I guess so. I might be
Because that's the one reason I'd want to switch is because like it's a console you can just like take wherever. You know what I'm saying? But you play games as a kid? Like you grew up playing games? What was your console as a kid? Ours was GameCube and PS2.
My first I think was a Nintendo, GameCube. Now I had a Nintendo, which was my brother's, like the original, like regular Nintendo. Then I had a 64. Then I had a GameCube. Then I had a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. Then after the 2, I was like, that's when the Wii dropped. Then I was going heavy on Mario Kart. Then I got a 360. And then I went like a 2-year. I didn't play games for like 2 years. Then I went and got an Xbox One. Yeah, like recently.
That's kind of how it went for me too. Did fuck, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Yeah, with did you play you said you play GameCube? You fuck with Smash?
Super Smash Bros?
Yeah, because we started with Melee. We didn't go like way back to like the original Smash, but nowadays that's like one of the biggest games, right? Like on the Switch. You don't have Smash yet, do you?
I do, yeah.
You do?
I do.
How is it?
It's good.
The newest one?
Fun, yeah.
Even when you got the Wii, you could still play. You could have still played like Nintendo 64 games. So I still have my remote. Me and my homeboys would play like it's a NBA game called Street V3. You can still play that. That was a cute GameCube game, Super Smash Bros. You just put the little CD in the Wii, and you can still play it. So I was still playing GameCube games. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you want to take a quick break? It's getting pretty hot.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna turn off the cameras real quick. Enjoy the ads in the meantime. We'll be right back with C Stunna. The City of Palms podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions like, how do I record an episode? How do I get my show onto all the apps people use? How do I make money from the podcast? And the answer to all this is really simple: Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Me and Danny searched all over the internet for different outlets for distributing and recording and for websites that would host our podcast, and a lot of them you have to pay money or it's really complicated, and especially for someone just starting out. And Anchor really was an answer to all that because you can record straight on Anchor. It's very user friendly, and it's totally free. We don't have to pay a penny to use this, and so it's great for anyone who's wanting to start out. And so if you're wanting to start your own podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join me in the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast.
Welcome back to the City of Palms podcast. Hope you enjoyed the ads, and we're back. Okay, so one thing I wanted to jump into was the lyrics and the double entendres that you kind of use, because you say you just do it. So that's what. Okay, before I even go any further, I'm just gonna say, I was talking to my girl, and I was like, do you think I could become a good like singer or rapper or whatever? And she's like, yeah, you just got to practice, and if you wanted to sing, you could take like singing lessons. And I've had conversations with other people, and they're like, nah, I think you're just born into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm starting to think you got to be born into it, because I think you were born with something that I don't have. because you, like, on one, and this was broken down on Instagram, I think, like, one of your fans or somebody you're close with broke this down, and it was a lyric that I was like, when I heard it, I was like, that needs a Rap Genius sheet or something. Like, you need lyrics on something, because it says, I named, like, Charlemagne because he always had envy. You went Ghost because my rap got me a little power like 50. Yeah. I think that goes over a lot of people's heads.
I freestyled that.
What?
Yeah. I freestyled that. I was like that. I just said it.
What? Oh my God. Yeah. And for the listeners who don't know, I mean, the Breakfast Club, like that should be easy enough to get. But when you said you went Ghost because my rap got me a little power like 50, please tell me you're talking about the show. Power.
I watch Power. I love Power. I'm waiting for the next episode. I'm trying to figure out how the shot goes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we're on the same page, dude. Yeah, I was breaking that down to him. I was like, bro, I don't think you understand.
So it just went over my head.
Yeah, a lot of my bars, I feel like, I'm not going to say I'm underrated. It's just like, for my eyes, I don't really look for bars like that. So it's just like, I feel like my bars be going way over people's head. Like, I be saying stuff, and they be like, they just like, but when I record it, and the dude record, he's like, bruh, like, how do you even think of that? So it just go over a lot of people's head. Stuff I be saying. So it's like, a lot of people get like the basic stuff, but like, I watch a lot of battle rap. So I figure out how to put stuff together and put words together off of them. Cause I just watch that all the time. Like yesterday, I watched the whole battle rap. You just see how they put their bars together and how they structure their stuff. And I just took that and I put that in the music, figure out my own stuff.
Okay. Yeah. On that note, that's why I like Rap Genius so much, because like when you do like a song and you look up the lyrics of it and you click on certain bars and whatever and it breaks it down for you, there's so much that like with certain lyrical rappers, like so many double entendres that you didn't even think about, that like because you didn't know the story or the show or whatever, like then like it just makes you realize how genius some people are. I wish we had a local Rap Genius, you know what I'm saying? Because there's some people around here who need that to some people know. But you were talking about battle rap. One thing that I wanted to ask you is your thoughts on like rap beefs and shit like that. Like, you know, like what's the most recent one that's been talked about? Eminem and Nick Cannon and all that.
We got French Montana and 50 Cent right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Situation. I feel like you beefing, if it's not by brand, I'm not finna beef with you. If it's not by brand, if it's about a female or something, who the hottest rapper, I ain't got no time for that. It's just about money, about brand, that's it. With all that other extra stuff, a lot of people got a lot of stuff to say about me, and I just shrug my shoulders. Yeah. I just laugh. Would you ever respond, you think, if someone really came at you with some hard bars? Somebody came at me with something, they gonna have to come hard, because I'm gonna come hard. I be telling him all the time, I be like, bro, I'm waiting for somebody to diss me. He be saying the same thing, he rap too, that PG Rich boy. We be waiting. We like, bro, I'm waiting for somebody. I got the beat ready. How I'm gonna come on somebody. Especially being a fan of battle rap, I feel like you're just sitting back there, like you're lyrical and you understand. Nobody gonna diss me. And that's what I feel about. I've been waiting for Eminem to respond to Nick Cannon. I don't think he is. I don't think so either. That's like another shrug my shoulder, waste of time type of thing. Like we all know Nick Cannon can't rap. Well, he finna waste your time. But if Drake come at Eminem, you know Eminem gonna come back, or if Wayne, because Wayne's, he gonna go hard. Yeah. So you can't just sit back, because everybody gonna be saying Wayne roasted you. And MGK too. MGK, like he had some. MGK came hard. I feel like he came hard, but Eminem, man, just ended it. And I still have people that I talk to nowadays that listen to MGK's song and they think that he won, and I was like,
Did you hear Kill Shot though?
That's another thing when bars go over people's head.
Yeah, there's so much to that song. Like Eminem in general is someone who like you listen to any one little verse of his and like you can break down every bar into like 5 different things that he meant by that. You know what I'm saying?
Just going over people's head.
Like, and dude, it's so cool when rappers can do something like that. Like in the song with he was on Royce da 5'9" song Caterpillar, where he's got a whole section of the verse where he's talking about hand jobs, and every single bar relates to something like hand job related. He's got a whole nother section about shit and like taking a shit and like being shit and plumbing and all, like a whole nother section of bars just about that, where each bar is like double entendres, triple entendres, and it's all relating to going to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's skill right there. Who are some people that you think are some of like the most talented, not even lyrically, but just like people you look up to as hip hop artists?
First, my music, the music side of me, I got that from my brother. I used to watch my brother. My brother was a rapper. My brother John, so he had his own little rap group. And my brother, he used to put a hanger up on the closet, and he just rap to it. And he always had the bars. So I just always listened to him growing up. So as I got older, I was listening to like, who was I listening to? I wasn't even listening to people with bars. So I just give it to my brother from the first off, and then right now, it's like if you ever heard of No Cap, a rapper named No Cap, how he put his bars together, and another one named Rollo, how they put their bars together. Rollo Rodriguez. Right now, that's who I listen to. I feel like they got the best bars in the game. They just go over a lot of people's heads. Mm-hmm. But people starting to catch it though. People starting to look for bars now. Before it wasn't bars. Now they starting to look for it because people like No Cap, one of the hottest rappers, he got like real good bars. So, yeah, but I give it to my brother.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah. Are there people? Because this whole beginning of the year, I've been like rolling around my head ideas of collaborations that I want to see, like my little like dream features and stuff that I want to see. Do you have any plans this year already of like featuring or having someone featured on a track of yours or being featured on someone else's track of like some of the hot local people around here?
I stay away from features. A couple people, probably my homeboys. A lot of my homeboys rap. E Money, D Minus, Action, Finesse and Zoe, PG Rich Boy. It's a lot. I don't want to say Young Ricky, Dangerous Self Made. It's a lot. I'm the type of person I stay around my people because a lot of other people be weird sometimes. They be moving different from how I'm moving. So I used to stay with my core people. So my features, well, my homeboys right now. So yeah.
Is there? You might know, Danny, but like I just see features as like a cool way to like team up or whatever. But in the industry too, like there's a lot of people who don't fuck with features at all. And like J. Cole, right? Didn't he just have his last feature and he said like, all right, I'm not doing any more features ever. And like it's like could be because you want to focus, like you want an album where it's just you and like no one else and that's it. But are people just like against features in general? Like they're artists that just don't do features? Because there's people like Wayne.
Goes with what he said.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I stay in my own lane. It's just because it's just some people like you hear like it's 4 Miles is a small city, so you hear what people got to say about you easily. So I just like I'm hearing this person say this, so I don't really want to do a song with him like that. He's how he feel about me, so I just stay with my core group. So,
that makes sense. And like aside from the music styles or whatever, I feel like when you're in the booth. Or even if you like have someone send you a verse or whatever, like I feel like it might not work as well as fans think it will, and it might come off as weird. Like Wayne is an example of someone who seems like he says on the 9 Club he does like a feature every other day or something like that. He does like sends out features, and there's some songs that I hear him featured on that I'm just kind of like
it don't sound right.
What? Yeah, like that could have been cut.
Yeah, that's another thing too. There's a lot of songs people ask me to hop on, I just couldn't catch that vibe.
Yeah.
Like I'm a lyricist. I don't do melodies like that, so I don't catch vibe like. It's a lot of songs I did want to hop on, but I tried it. It's just like I can't catch that vibe.
Yeah, you know and that's respectable too, because you're someone who does want to grow organically and making music organically. And if you try to force a feature or force some collaboration, it's not gonna sound
right. Yeah, I'm trying to help both of us.
But if you hear someone who's just spitting hard, they've got a dope song. I
told people like, bro, you hard. We need to go do something.
Hell
you know what I'm saying? But that's just that's how I feel. If you hard, I'll do it. But if I'm not really like feeling the song or the vibes, I don't really want to do it like that. People take that the hard way. I'm helping both of us.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that. So, have you ran into what would you say is like the biggest setback so far that you've ran into as far as music? And like you said, you haven't performed a show yet, so I don't know. I it could be anything. I know people run into distro problems, like DistroKid, Tap In, or whatever you use. Has there been any like I don't know, any sort of setback or like It could be deeper than that. I don't know.
I don't know. It was a point in time I didn't even want to rap no more. I say that. It's just I wasn't feeling it no more because when you first come into it, it's fun. Like, I was doing it for fun. Then it got serious. Like, bro, you can blow. You know what I'm saying? So it take the fun out of it. You throw the business in it, and that just ruined everything.
Yeah.
So it was a point in time. It was like a good 3-4 months. I lost my whole vibe for music. So everything I was doing was forced. So it was like, yeah, it was a good 3-4 months. It was just like you throw the business side into it. It's just not fun no more. I'm just not getting back, having fun, going to the studio and like laughing while I'm recording, having fun, doing what I'm doing. Cause that's how I started. I've been rapping since I was 3. Bow Wow was my favorite rapper. I had posters of him all over my wall. I was rapping his music. 5. I got pictures of me with microphones in my hands. They got videos of me singing. All that. 6, 7. I was in the choir. All that stuff. I've been all around music. It's just music. So that's when it was fun. But when they threw that business in, you gotta go here, you gotta go there, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It was just like,
I can feel that.
Yeah.
And I feel like once you make any passion, once it does start making it and it does become a job, any job is a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't want to go to work sometimes. They don't want to do this sometimes because it's like, if you got to, then like you can be reluctant.
Yeah.
And all artists face that. Visual artists, musicians, all that stuff. What are some things that you do to bring the fun back? Like, when you are in the studio, what are some things you do to make it more enjoyable and more of a like it used to be when it was just a hobby?
I joke a lot. I make fun of myself when I'm recording. I be like, why I say some stupid shit? And when I got my homeboys with me and they just got me, like, you know what I'm saying, just in that vibe, it's just better when you got people that want to see you do good around you and just happy for you. It's just too, it's like you got your vibe, you got your homeboys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just off of jokes, because I don't smoke, I don't drink. So it's all
Really?
off vibes for me, yeah. I don't smoke or drink. That's not my vibe. My vibe is just the vibe of the room. So everybody chilling, cooling, laughing, that's what I'm going to be on. Everybody acting mad, I'm going to go home.
Yeah, that's real, man.
That's
I respect
interesting.
that.
Is there a specific reason for that? Like with Chris D'Elia, he's someone who he's outspoken about. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do drugs of any sort, and it's because his reasoning is because he feels like if he is not missing out on it, if he doesn't feel like he's missing out, then he doesn't want to do it.
I don't feel like I'm missing out. And then I like self-control. I want control of myself and my mind. Liquors and weed control your mind. They control you and make you do things you don't want to do. Because people used to tell me, like, bruh, I feel like if you smoke this, your bar is going to be crazy, but I don't need it, bruh. Like, it just, I like controlling myself. Self-control is key. It's a blessing.
That's real, man.
That's respectful as hell.
I like that, for real. I got a note on that.
Yeah, hell yeah. If you don't have any more topics, we can hop into the last segment. It's totally up to you.
Well, aside from the biggest setback, what about the greatest achievement? Because you've got a list of things to look back on.
My greatest, every achievement to
help
me.
you sleep
A follower is an achievement to me. Another play, no matter if it's 1 extra play I got and 2, but it's just like when I hit 100,000, that just really hit me. Like, damn, like, bro, I remember when I started and nobody wanted to do a song. Nobody wanted to even share my song. I used to tell people, yo, can you share this for me? I used to get left on scene. Yo, can you do this for me? And then, like, it just come back around. All them people come back around. They're like, yo, I need this. Yo, I need that. Yo. It's just like all of them coming right back around. Like, oh, yeah, remember this, remember that. But it's like me, I never forget nothing. I remember every little thing. Yeah, I just remember when I started rapping, it was like just a couple people that, like 5, 6, 7 people that believed in me when I first started. And they were telling me to keep going. But I think just everything is an achievement, really. Just it's different achievements that's bigger than others, but everything an achievement. So
I feel that. Do you have a favorite song of yours where you could look back, or someone's like, oh, you make music, like a song you would show them, be like, yeah, this is.
Yeah, my first go-to is Stun on the Beat. Everybody loves Stun on the Beat, but that's not my favorite song. My favorite song is Bag Talk. Bag Talk, that's my favorite song.
Yeah, you snap on that.
Yeah, Bag Talk, that's my favorite song. But if somebody want to hear me, I play that Stun on the Beat for them. Yeah.
True. Yeah, I was just curious.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up, man. You got a good head on your shoulders, bro. You're gonna go far in life, for real.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did it was your style that you've got now in your music, was that something that you actively tried to achieve, or it just kind of like
it just came
naturally?
I was really aggressive. Like, if you hear my music from like last year this time, I was really like because I wanted to prove a point. Like, bro, I'm here, y'all gonna have to listen to this. Now I done made my mark. I don't know what it is. I just got more smooth. Like, I'm just more calm. I'm more like a like a player type vibe. I say what I gotta say. I say it smoothly. I think I changed like that as a person too, cause I was always, you know what I'm saying. But I'm laid back now. I'm chill, so I just showing my music. I just be chilling. Everybody ask me what you do. I just be chilling. That's all I always say that, cause I just be chilling. When I go to the booth, I just be chilling. So.
Hell
Yeah.
Dope.
That's real.
Want to get into the last segment?
Yeah.
All right. So, we told you before the interview that we ask all our guests if you have any crazy stories, paranormal, ghost story, anything like that you want to share. Anything you want to share, you can. The mic is all yours.
All right. I don't think it was Super Bowl. This was finals. It was the halftime of the finals. I was with my dog Big Zo. I had talking to my lady on the phone, talking to Leslie on the phone. I'm in the gas station, chilling, buying my chips or whatever. I go outside and I see this girl just get two-pieced by a dude. So, I'm like, okay, I pull my phone out. But then my homeboy told me stop recording, so I just put my phone down. He two-pieced her, bam. She said, okay. So I'm walking to the car. I hop in my car. She hops in her car, too. And he pulling out. She pulls out. She goes, run, just hit him. Bam. She reversed the car. Came back, hit him again. Bam. Reversed it back again. Came out and just slammed it again. He hopped out. He stumbling out the car like, oh, yeah, I'm going to see you again. I feel like that's the craziest thing I seen. It was like halftime of the NBA Finals. I think it was Game 4. I don't know which one it was. I think it was Game 4. It was just halftime. And that happened. I was just like, whoa.
That was around here in Fort Myers?
Yeah, it was in Fort Myers, right off Fowler. Everybody, people know who it is. They go to that little marathon on Fowler, that little blue marathon. They know all the crazy stuff happened over there. And I just came on a crazy night. You know what I just wanted some Starburst in Arizona.
Did you find out anything about that situation? Like,
nah, I ain't know what was going on. I'm in the store. I just see a girl get Floyd Mayweather. I'm talking about bomb, right to the chin. She took it too though. Like she didn't take it like no female, all crying and stuff. She got up. She like, alright, like a dude, like alright. She took it. Talking about that dude gave it to her.
You ever get curious about what that was about?
Nah, cause I just know Fort Myers, bro. There's so much
dude.
Stuff. That's probably his ex-girl. She probably caught him with another girl. You don't know what happened. Yeah. It's just so much stuff going on. I was just laughing the whole time.
Then you caught the last half of the game.
Yep. Went right back home, told my parents what happened. We just laughed about it and finished the game. I enjoyed them Starbursts.
That's dope as fuck. Yeah. All right, you got anything else you want to get into? I feel like we covered a lot, bro. I know a lot more about you now.
Yeah, we covered a lot. Learned a lot. Not much I wouldn't say we can get into. Just keep going, man, for real. I'd love to see the progression. You kill it already, like, hell yeah.
Thank you. I seen y'all put me on that podcast. They brought me up.
Curate.
The video, I watched it. I watched the whole thing. I learned. The thing is, it's so many artists in Fort Myers I never even heard of. It's just like, I'm like, this name, and I go on YouTube. I go listen to it. And there's another artist. I go on YouTube. I go listen. I go on their IG. I find out so many artists through that artist video podcast, all that type of stuff. Just like through watching that. So, I find out a lot of people.
And we've been saying that, like, because that's us too. Like when we started this podcast, we met a couple people, met a couple more people. They told us about a handful of more people, and now like we've got like all these people that we're like finding out about and realizing how cool and talented everyone is around here. And dude, I feel like 2020 is the year for like all this shit to come together, and people are gonna start popping off, and it's gonna be so much fun.
And they're big artists too. It's not like no local artists. Like these people are big artists with like 100,000 music video views. So it's just like, it's good to see. You know what I'm saying? It's motivation too, because I want to make it that high too, coming out this city. So I used to only think that Ply is the only one that came out of Fort Myers, but it's a lot of other people that people just don't know about. It's a whole different genres and crowds of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's all about hitting the right ears and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to the listener, viewer, whatever you are, if you're watching the video or whatever, check out C Stunna for sure. Like, you can look at this camera and plug any like social media, any like music outlets that you want to plug, anything you got coming up.
Yeah, I got music video coming soon. The song I just recorded. You can follow me on IG, C Stunna 2XX on IG. I'm on SoundCloud, Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify. Shout out all my homeboys, you know what I'm saying? Finessing Zoe, Action Jeff, Kilo, D-, PG Rich Boy, Stam, Nate, Quincy, who else? Adam. Shout out to my lady Leslie. Shout out to my brother. My brother's the main one pushing me. My brother John.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss no people, bro. Oh shit, Danger, Ricky who recorded me. It's a lot of other people that support. Kiana, Mary, BJ, Jashar, Traylon, Key. It's a lot of people.
Damn.
I gotta give people a shout out because them
Yeah.
that core group of people is the only reason why I'm here right now. Because they was the only ones who was sharing my music like that. So them core people, they're the only reason I'm here right now. JV, there's a lot of other people.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's real.
Yeah. Shout out Ace of Fades because that's the only that's how we heard about you, right?
Yeah.
This is the first time we heard about him was the No Stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, bro. It was so awesome to meet you.
bro.
For real, I love good bars, so I appreciate your storytelling and your lyricism and your music.
Yeah.
Where can they find us at, bro?
Find us on all platforms on City of Palms podcast. New podcast every Monday. We got a lot more content coming in 2020, aside from just the weekly podcast. So stay tuned. That's it. Hit him with that outro, Soren.